Let us move to the next problem. A point C is 40 mm below HP, 30 mm behind VP and 50 mm from RPP. Draw its projection. Now here it is below HP and behind VP. So below HP, behind VP means third quadrant. So for the third quadrant, you have to prepare this quadrant system, that is HP is above the XY line, VP is below the XY line, exactly opposite of the first quadrant. Then after preparing this, you can see here the RPP is adjacent to VP. In the previous case RPP we have written it here, but here the RPP will be here, just the adjacent to VP. This you have to remember. Now the distance from profile plane, how much? It is 50 mm. So from this x1 y1 line you measure a distance of 50 mm and drop a light line, drop a vertical line. By using 2H pencil you have to draw a line. This distance is 50 mm. So this is the distance from the profile plane. In some of the problem this distance may not be given, then suitably you can select any distance for this. Then it is 40 mm below HP, 40 mm below HP. So from here you have to measure a distance of 40 mm and you mark a point. We are marking it below because it is in VP. In the first quadrant it is HP means VP will be here, so we are marking above, but in this case it is a third quadrant, 40 mm below HP, so that is why it is 40 mm below the XY line here, it is in VP. And mark the dimension, this is 40 mm. Then 30 mm behind VP. So from here you measure a distance of 30 mm and mark that distance 30 mm and give the name. Name of the point is C. So this is C, it is front view is here, so this is C dash and this becomes C. Now to draw the profile view, you have to draw a 45-degree line adjacent to HP, a 45-degree line. Then from here go to the top view, go to the top view. So this is the top view, project it towards the 45-degree line, then moves towards the front view. This is the front view, so move it down and project the front view. The intersection point, so this is called as C double dash. So this is the solution for this problem, which is located in the third quadrant. Now we will go for the next problem, which is in the fourth quadrant. I will make the changes in the problem. We will select a point, name of the point is D. Point D is 40 mm below HP and 30 mm in front of VP. Remaining will be the same. A point D is 40 mm below HP and 30 mm in front of VP and 50 mm from RPP. Draw its projections. So here you can see below HP and in front of VP. Below HP, in front of VP means it is fourth quadrant. So you prepare the grid for the fourth quadrant. So XY line and it is RPP, that means we need the profile view here to the right side. So this is x1 y1 and for fourth quadrant both HP and VP is below the line and the profile plane RPP we have to write it here. Now from this line you measure a distance of 50 mm and draw a line. Why this is 50 mm? Because they mentioned from profile plane it is 50 mm. So that is why I have to maintain this gap of 50 mm. Now, on this line you measure a distance of 40 mm from here xy line, measure a distance of 40 mm and mark a point, and one more point at a distance of 30 mm, and you have to dimension both the points. So, this is 30 mm and this is 40 mm. So, while dimensioning you have to take care that the smaller dimension, that is 30 mm, should be at the inner side. Do not write the 40 here and 30 outside, otherwise it will intersect. So, that is why the smaller one will be placed at the inner part and the larger dimension should be at the outer part. If there are one more, if it is 20 means you have to place it here 20 inside. In that order you have to go on placing the dimensions. Now, name of this 40 mm below HP, that means it is in VP. So, this becomes D dash and 30 mm in front of VP, that is in HP. So, that this is the point D. Now, I have to draw the profile view. For that I have to draw a line, 45 degree line adjacent to HP. HP is here. So, this itself is the profile plane as well as the adjacent to HP. That is why I have to draw a 45 degree line here. Then go to the top view. So, very important here, go to the top view. If you go to the front view and if you go on drawing, you will end up with a different solution. So, go to the top view. Whenever it will touch the 45 degree line, move down. Then from the front view you draw one more line. So, intersection, that is D double dash. So, this is the profile view of the given problem. Now, instead of starting from D, if you start it from D dash, some of the students will do like this. They will extend it, they will touch it here, then they will extend, and your D double dash will come somewhere here. It is wrong. Always I told it should be the D dash and D double dash should be in the same line. In any of the quadrant, these 2 points should be in the same line. Now, since this is the fourth quadrant, everything is below the xy line. Similarly, if it is in the second quadrant, all these drawings will go above. So, this is about the 4 quadrants. So, we have solved the one problem from each quadrant. Now, we will go to the questions from the question bank. We will solve 1 or 2 problems from the question bank. So, in this question bank, problem number 3, third problem, draw all the 3 views of a point P, of the point, name of the point is P, lying 60 mm below HP, 60 mm below HP, comma 50 mm in front of VP, 50 mm in front of VP, and 40 mm from RPP, 40 mm from RPP. Also state the quadrant in which it lies. So, you have to draw the 3 views of this point. This is from the question bank, problem number 3. Now, here you can see that point is below HP and in front of VP, below HP in front of VP. That means the point belongs to 4th quadrant. This you have to write the answer, because they have asked the question, state the quadrant in which it lies. So, point lies in the 4th quadrant. Why? It is given below HP and in front of VP. Below HP and in front of VP means it is 4th quadrant. Now, you have to solve it accordingly. Prepare the grid for the 4th quadrant. xy line, and it is RPP x1 y1 HP comma VP, and this is the profile plane RPP. Now, if it is given as LPP, then there is nothing extra changes, only the writing this VP and HP you have to write it here, and RPP you have to write it, LPP you have to write it here. This becomes left profile plane, and this place becomes HP and VP, and this entire area becomes the profile plane. That is all the difference between RPP and LPP. Now, the distance from the profile plane is 40 mm. That means, from here you have to measure a distance of 40 mm and you have to draw a line. You have to draw a line and give the distance. This is 40 mm, 40. Then 60 mm below HP. From here you measure a distance of 60 mm and dimension that. One more is 50 mm. This is 50 mm. So, this is 60 mm. Now, while dimensioning, you have to take care that the distance between this line and the dimension line, this gap, it should be more than 1 centimeter. It should be more than 1. Do not place this dimension line very close to the point. Always you have to maintain this rule. Minimum of 10 mm gap should be there from the object to the dimension line. It may be more than that also, but a minimum of 10 mm dimension distance you have to keep it from the object to the dimension. Similarly, between the two dimensions, now this is one dimension 50 mm, there is one more dimension 60 mm, there should be a minimum gap of 8 mm or more than that. You can't place both the dimensions very close. So, you have to maintain a minimum gap of 8 millimeters from one dimension figure to the next dimension figure. Now, you have to name it, the name of the point is P. So, 60 mm below HP, so it will be in VP, so P dash. 50 mm in front of VP, that is in HP, so this becomes P. So, naming is very simple, just you have to see the number 60 mm below HP, HP means it will be in VP. In VP we have the front view, so that is why front view is named as P dash. So, that is why this 60 mm you have to call it as P dash and the other one is the P. Now, you have to draw the profile view for this, draw a 45 degree line, come to the top view, project it up to the 45 degree line, then move it down, project the front view. So, intersection of this, it is called as the profile view, P double dash. So, this is the solution for a problem for the fourth quadrant, the problem number 3 in the question bank. So, we will solve one more problem. Problem number 5, fifth problem we will solve, fourth one is easier. So, that is why we are not going to solve it, you can try it yourself. So, problem number 5, a point is lying on VP, a point is lying on VP, comma 30 mm below HP, 30 mm below HP and 40 mm from LPP, from LPP. So, below HP how much? It is 30 mm. Then lying on VP, below HP means two possibilities, third quadrant also fourth as well as fourth quadrant below HP, it cannot be first or second. Then the point is instead of giving in front of VP or behind VP, they told that the point is exactly on the VP only here. So it can belong to fourth or third quadrant. You can solve it for both, you will get the same solution. You can assume it as fourth quadrant or third quadrant, you will get the same solution. Now I will take it as third quadrant and I will solve. I will prepare the grid for this. And they told that it is LPP. So this is X, Y, X1, Y1, and I will take this as third quadrant. That means this is HP, this is VP, and this becomes LPP. Now from the profile plane it is 40 mm. So from here you measure a distance of 40 mm and dimension this. This is 40 mm. Below HP it is 30 mm. So below HP it is 30 mm. So you measure this distance and mark this as 30 mm. This is 30 mm and it is on VP. On VP means whenever a point is on VP, its top view will be on XY line. So that means directly one more point will be on XY line. So this is the name they have not given for this. I will take it as A only. So this becomes A dash and this is A. Now you have to draw the profile view for this. This is HP. So adjacent to HP we have to draw a 45 degree line. Come to the top view. So it will intersect the line here, move down, then project like this. So here we are going to get the A double dash. So this is the solution for this particular problem. Now you can see here I have taken this problem as third quadrant. The point belongs to third quadrant. That is why I have prepared HP and PP. And you have to remember, whenever the point is on VP, for example, this is the vertical plane. If a point is on VP, then its top view will be on XY line. Similarly, whenever a point is on HP, then its front view will be on XY line. So these 2 points you have to remember. Generally, in one of the problems, they will give sometimes point is on VP, no need of giving the distance. Then it is left free for you to select the quadrant. You can select either third quadrant or fourth quadrant. Now in this solution we have taken it as third quadrant. This is the solution. Now the same problem I can solve it with the fourth quadrant also. Then just I will show you. If I solve it in the fourth quadrant, then also I will get the same solution. This is the fourth quadrant, LPP. So this is X and Y, X1, Y1. Fourth quadrant means both VP and HP is here below the line, and this becomes LPP. And the distance from LPP is 40 mm. From here you measure a distance of 40 mm and drop a line and give the dimension as 40. And 30 mm below HP, that is on VP. From here you measure a distance of 30 mm below HP. So that means this is A dash. And it is on VP. On VP means it is on XY line. Now if it is fourth quadrant, then 45 degree line will be drawn adjacent to HP. So your 45 degree line will be somewhere here, and the writing of the name A, it should be below only. Just you can make the difference. Here you have to write the A above the line because HP is here above the line. That is why the point will be on XY line, but naming will be above the line. But here point is on the XY line itself, but name A, you have to write it below the line. That indicates that the point is in the fourth quadrant. That is only the difference. Only this A will matter, the quadrant for which, either third quadrant or you can solve it in the fourth quadrant. Now profile view will not make any difference. This is the projection, then you have to move down, then project it horizontally. So here we have to write the A double dash. Now once again you remember, this A double dash should not be written here. It should be written to the other side of X1, Y1. If you write it here, it is wrong because this is either VP or HP. Here also if you write the A double dash here, this is the VP. In VP only A dash will come. So this is the problem. If you solve it like this, you have to mention that the point belongs to fourth quadrant. If you solve it like this, then you have to give the answer that the point belongs to third quadrant. So this is the same problem, we can solve it in two different quadrants. Either it can be in the third quadrant or it can be in the fourth quadrant. A small difference you can make out here. Just writing the letter A. Here you have to write it below, here you have to write it above the line.